Okay guys, I want to do one more video of this Peterbilt. We got bright sunshiny day. Of course, I wanted to catch the awnings. It's a pretty cool feature to it. I'll hit the ignition, the awnings will roll up, but we'll try to do a little shot of the paint scheme down the side. So give me 1 second and we'll get those awnings in. Roll those awnings in, be able to check out that paint down the side of it. Definitely impressive with the colors, the blue, the silvers, and the whites. Just now as we're getting a little bit of wind picking up. We'll do a light little drive around the block real quick. And it looks like we need to do a little adjustment on those awnings. A little bit of noise. Need to check out the big picture windows. A little bit of fade from white to silver there, and of course that big monster wide entry door. So I'm gonna let the camera person go inside and I'll come through the very front. So Peterbilt 567, definitely a well laid out cab here. Cool features here. We'll pull out desk there. Lots of additional switches here, so if you want to add extra lights, extra features and functions to it. As far as the navigation and backup monitors, everything is fully integrated here. So you can do all your nav, your side cameras, everything like that will display on the screen right here. Little cup holders here and there, 12-volt connections here and here, and really nice factory seats that essentially have lots of features to them, and that you can adjust shocks as far as forward and backwards, and then also up and downwards. So go ahead and kick this off. Powered by Cummins X15, 605 horsepower and 1850 torque, and a 13-speed automated manual transmission. So release the brakes here. I'm going to put this dude into gear. I'm at least going to do that, but camera person will be okay. So we're in gear, start off in second gear, and we'll get going. These will generally search a little bit as far as running up through the gears. Start off in second, with second, third, fourth, fifth. See how much we can get out here without getting run over. Perfect. No traffic. We're along a major highway here, but luckily we're along the access road, so it's easy to get in and out of the dealership without having to worry about getting run over. Really easy to drive, no clutch or anything like that. Of course, you know, more gears definitely helps out in the hills and pulling big trailers. I generally drive them pretty hard and heavy. I don't drive like I'm driving a 45,000 pound vehicle. I'm driving a car. We'll get going here. Get up on the highway. Got to get an indication of everything. Headlight switch over here. I did not adjust the steering wheel, but it is. See here, it's. Well, I should have done that. Not driving, but get a good indication of kind of everything lays out. It's about 45 miles an hour. As far as the difference between the Allison and this 13-speed, basically a little bit more acceleration with the Allison off the line, but once you get in the hills, I think there's a pretty big difference there as far as just staying in your power band the entire time. So 55 miles an hour right here. 65 right there. Probably running at about 75. Really easy to see at any of the truck chassis or the even the Veronas and Valencias, because you have mirrors. You got your upper mirror, those adjustable, and the lower mirrors are not, they're adjustable but not automatic. So it basically eliminates those blind spots. That's a 75 right here. We'll blow through a little bit of traffic. I hope the hood is latched, because I think the hood was unlatched. I guess we won't apply the brakes if it's unlatched. That's 75 right there. Really, really comfortable. So I drove this in earlier on this week. Did a great job. Full steering wheel controls for your cruise and also for your navigation and your audio. Full Bluetooth within that system as well. And there is a USB port if you're old school. The USB will intercept your music as well. Charge your phone. These are speed governed at 75 miles an hour, just from a safety aspect. The speed rating on these 315 Michelin tires is 75, so they just kind of set that up. Some Peterbilt dealers will flash that up. Some won't, just due to liability concerns. Engine brake is also with the transmission selector. So basically that's off. That's stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 in regards to the. I'm going to exit off right here. As I come across 2 lanes of traffic. But you guys, so basically we exited the highway at 65. I have no braking whatsoever other than the engine braking. It'll downshift. There we go. 13, 10. And then this is probably about, we probably travel about a quarter of a mile. We're running down to about 35 miles an hour. These units do not have any kind of adaptive cruise on them. There's a limitation on the wheelbase that you can do from Peterbilt if you do the adaptive cruise and the crash mitigation. So none of these larger units will have any of the crash mitigation. No lane departure, basically just kind of more old school. So that's down to 4th gear. We're at about 10 miles an hour. Turn it off, go accelerate in. So for people that have never driven these transmissions, it's I say basically if you were blindfolded, you might think that someone's actually shifting gears, shifting them smoothly, but it is shifting gears. So essentially it pulls back the throttle as you go through the gears. So it has that feeling just like you were shifting it manually, pulling your foot off the accelerator, pressing the clutch, shifting gear, releasing the clutch, and then putting the throttle back in. So we'll whip through here. I don't think there's any traffic coming. Head back towards the dealership. And I'll kind of show you. It's going to be kind of tight pulling in the dealership. So I can hit this guy right here, go to camera views. So I'll go to reverse, and then you can actually go left or right. Go back to cameras, go left. And there is an input for a forward-facing camera, however, they're not equipped with the forward-facing. Typically I run down the highway with just the reverse camera all the time. It is possible to add a secondary monitor to this. You add a monitor overhead or there, just to be able to have some additional, so you can run your navigation on your screen and be able to have your backup camera on a separate monitor. I don't believe that this does a split screen at all. A little bit noisier in the Peterbilt 567s than what you would get with the Volvo or the Cascadia chassis, but it definitely has a unique look that people really like. Kind of sets them apart. Additionally, with the bunk over, which all the Peterbilts will have the bunk over, it's not an option to do any kind of fiberglass cap. You'll just get a little bit more noise. Yeah, we're getting up a little bit, and flags are straight out, so we're probably 15-20 miles an hour. So, and we're running right in the wind, so equivalent of running 90 miles an hour. So you would anticipate a little bit of wind noise at 90 miles per hour. I think the fuel economy on this was right about, initially it was about 5, it's jumped up to 6 and some change, but I generally will drive 75. My foot's pretty much on the floor everywhere I go. This is the newer current brake controller that they've gone to recently instead of the old school sliding brake controller down low. This does have automatic climate control as well, just a single version for the driver and the passenger both. Definitely on these larger chassis, the factory air conditioner does a little bit better job than what you'd see on the S2RV and the regular M2 chassis. So we'll exit off the interstate here. You can kind of catch this. Going pretty hard and heavy. Turn the engine brake on. Slowing down from 75 to 65. Pretty darn quick. Small town Texas with the Dairy Queen. A lot of times I'll pull into the dealership from this lane. Gets a little bit tighter at times. Side turn signal camera right there. Of course, the blind spot mirrors makes it pretty easy to see. I'll whip in here pretty hard and heavy. That's pretty much it, kids. Put it back in neutral, turn my turn signal off, and pull the parking brake. Appreciate you guys always checking out our videos. Appreciate you guys that start the video and watch all the way through and through. Definitely happy to have the Renegade product line. Very involved. We're headed back to the factory next Saturday. Today's Saturday. We'll head back to the factory next week to pick up a Classic. Next week we'll try to do some videos of it. We're going to kind of take our time headed back. It's an unsold Classic unit, pretty happy, 41 foot Freightliner Cascadia. It'll be the smaller, the DD13. We're pretty excited about it. Pretty cool floor plan. It's a custom floor plan, never done before. So we'll share some videos with you guys here in the future. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.